What is up, boys? Welcome back to another video. Tuning in from downtown San Diego. In today's video, I was taking a look through the list, and the most requested one is about the concepts, how no wick candles work. That's one of those concepts that a lot of people just simply don't understand, and that's why I decided to make a full-on video, just like I made one on fair value gaps, on inverse fair value gaps, on immediate rebalance, and this is one of the other main concepts that I use. Now, my concept list does not run long. It's pretty much those ones that I just mentioned, and maybe liquidity, and then macros or kill zones. Those are the major concepts that I use, and everything else I just think is overcomplicated. The more simple you can get your strategy, the more you'll tend to focus on what's really important and what really stops you from being a profitable trader, which tends to be your psychology, your risk management, and other little factors like that. But the more that you focus on finding that perfect win rate strategy, the further you're actually going to get from profitability. And so without further ado, let me first start this video by breaking down everything that I've been doing and where you can find me every single day. Because a lot of people have been saying I'm just all over the place. They have no idea how I'm even managing to trade all these different sessions. So I have a Telegram group, and this is going to simplify everything for you. Quick little ad for the broker. But that's going to be important as well. But I have a Telegram group right here. And you can see on this Telegram, I pretty much share everything. I share what's going on in my group. I share when I go live. I share the analysis and things that I'm looking for every single day. So if you want all this confusion to go away right away, you just join the Telegram. But in terms of actually being able to find me and where you can join me for my live streams, every single day I'm live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is Asia session. Asia session starts at 8 p.m. in Eastern, which is for me 5 p.m. So that's the session that I'm live every single day. I'm live on Twitch, and then I'm also live in Discord. So whatever platform you prefer, because Twitch lags for some people, you can join whatever platform you prefer, and you can watch me from there. Asia session live trading. This is actual live trading. I'm going to show you my executions. I'm going to give you my market analysis, and we are always trading gold. Why? Because most people hate on Asia session, but they don't understand how sessions work in the first place. People say Asia session's trash, but they don't understand about the currencies that correlate with the different sessions. For example, if you're going to be trading New York session, you obviously want to trade a pair that moves during New York session, a USD based pair. Most people that are trading NASDAQ are going to be trading NASDAQ during New York session. And here I have an indicator that's going to show you the movement. You can see during Asia session, the volatility was weak. London session, it kicked in a little bit because of the euro. And New York session is the USD based session where it actually moves. So for me, I trade gold, and gold will actually move, unlike NASDAQ, during Asia session, because gold is a safe haven asset, which means that it's a safe haven for every single country. And so when the Japanese banks open up during Asia session, gold is really volatile because it tends to be a pair that is traded during every single session. Asia, London, New York. So if you're curious as to how I'm even able to trade different sessions, it's because I trade the correct pair depending on the session. I do not trade gold during London session most of the time. I actually trade Euro USD. And the reason why I do that is because Euro USD is Euro versus the US dollar. So Euro moves during London session, right? The Great British Pound and the Euro move during London session. So that's the pair that I'm going to choose to trade during London session to get the most volatility. You can see during Asia session, the volatility on Euro USD is really weak. It typically doesn't move or expands as much as London and New York do on Euro USD. So I choose to trade it during London session. So here are the three different things that I do. I do an 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time stream, which I do with my inner circle group inside of a 90-day program. This is a mentorship program where I would take on only a set amount of people and take them through 90 days of mentorship with me. That is a session exclusive to my mentorship students, so you're probably not going to be able to join that session. The next one I do is public for everybody, and that is Asia session on gold. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I trade Asia session publicly on Twitch and Discord, so you can tune in from either one of those. One of the links should be below, and if not, join the Telegram, and I'll send the link inside of the Telegram whenever I do go live. Both my 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. stream I end up doing on gold, so I trade Asia session and New York session on gold. And for London session, as I mentioned, I only trade Euro USD, and I do not trade London session by myself. One of my buddies and somebody you may know very well, Nick's FX, I trade with him London session. Both me and him have taken on a smaller group of people. This is a completely free group, and all you really have to do is show us proof that you're trading with a live account. If you're trading with a live account and you're going to actually be able to hold us accountable and trade with us inside of this session, then we will let you into the group, and we are trading Euro USD during London session in that group. For London session, we typically only stream the first 30 to 40 minutes of the session, because for us from California, that is 11 p.m. So we don't like staying past the a.m., at least for me. Nix actually does a stream from 11:45, so as soon as we're done with that little inner circle group, he goes live for his public group. The first question you guys probably have is, what are no wick candles? What do they look like? So I'm going to show you guys on gold, just because this is the pair that I've been trading the most, and I can show you the most examples. So a no wick candle is pretty much just a candle without a wick. So you can see every single one of these candles has a wick. So wouldn't it be a little bit out of the ordinary if a candle did not have a wick? Last 6 years that I've been trading, I began to notice that these specific areas that have no wick always tend to be rebalanced, especially when the daily candle opens and it has no wick and it begins to expand. Almost always it will run back down to rebalance that no wick candle, and then it will continue expanding. So I noticed that the no wick candles are a major concept that you guys should be using. So let's take a look at some no wick candles. Quickly scroll through the chart. Here we have a no wick candle right here. This one actually does have a wick, which you have to be really careful. Whenever you see a no wick candle, you have to zoom in and make sure that it actually has no wick, because that's actually going to be significant. No wick candles typically form when the previous candle closes and the next candle opens with a slight gap and instantly starts running. So it's going to be a major level that you guys are going to start seeing. Now, I was on the 30-minute time frame, so it is a little bit surprising to find a no wick candle, because it has so much time to actually make one. Even if it opens without one, it would typically run back down and create a wick on that no wick candle. So let's go back down. Let's try to find one that formed inside of this range. Yesterday we had an absolutely beautiful expansion, and I ended up catching that entire expansion after calling it out as well. I said last night that I'm aiming for both of these two targets, which was the 4161 and 4179, and I ended up capturing the entire range of that because I was swing trading overnight. When you swing trade, you genuinely have like so much less stress when it comes to actually holding the position, because especially during my time zone where I took that trade during London session and pretty much went to sleep. So without further ado, let's hop into the no wicks, because I kept getting distracted in this video, but the main point of this video is to show you guys how to trade the no wicks. So similar to a fair value gap or any other concept that you're using, you first want to see the market come up into it. So let's pretend like this right here is the no wick candle. So you're expecting market to be drawn up to this no wick candle, but you don't just try to take shorts as soon as it comes up into it. You wait for that displacement. So just like any concept, like this is something that isn't just going to apply to no wick candles. It's going to apply to fair value gaps, inversion fair value gaps, and any other concept that you're trading. As soon as you get that displacement, that's when you look for that lower time frame confirmation. So let's imagine that this candle was on the 30-minute time frame. So once we came up and made a wick, pretty much like up here, it could be inside of the candle or after it forms. Once it comes up and makes that wick, and then you see the displacement, that's when you scale down from the 30-minute down to the 5-minute or the 1-minute. Look for confirmation and then catch the remainder of the trade down from that no wick to the target that you're aiming for on the higher time frame. It's just an additional concept that you guys can look for. So let me hop into the charts and show you guys some of the most recent no wick candles that we've had and the ones that I've personally used for trades. Most recent example of the no wick candles that I personally used for my trade yesterday that made me $6,000, and I have proof because I sent it out in my Telegram. This was my live account, and as I mentioned, I even shared the target that I was looking for before. And here you can see it's 11 p.m. in my time zone, which is exactly when London session starts. I said I'll be aiming for these two, and those are the targets that got hit this morning. So before I took that trade, I was looking for these no wick candles. As I mentioned, once you identify that higher time frame target, you scale down to the lower time frame and you use them as a confluence. So you guys know 90% of candles have wicks. If you look at any candle, it will always have a wick. So it's obviously going to be a significant area when the candles don't have a wick. And here we had two no wick candles. Here's the first one that pretty much got rebalanced right away. Just like fair value gaps, it's not going to go away just after the first time it comes into it. An imbalance that price will continue to use until it goes and hits the target that it needs to go and hit. But as soon as it does rebalance it the first time, I'm no longer looking for it as a target. I'm rather just using it as a confluence for a reversal from that area. Same with this no wick right here. You can see that price instantly came back down and filled it before running higher. Both of these times that we ran into these no wick candles, you were able to execute on a trade. These no wick candles are actually going to change the game for you. Just like fair value gaps, just like inverse fair value gaps, order blocks, or any other concept that you use, you wait for it to run into it, you wait for displacement, you scale down to the lower time frame, you look for confirmation, or if you're already on the lower time frame, you can just enter straight off the bat. And that's what I did yesterday during London session, and that ended up helping me catch this amazing banger that made me $6,400. You can see that I closed the position right there at 6,400 for 182, which is exactly where the target that I was aiming for on the higher time frame was at, which was this inverse fair value gap at 4180. I hope you guys learned something from this video and I clarified more about no wick candles. Once I have more time on my hands, I'll definitely make a more in-depth video on no wick candles, how to trade them, backtesting, formulating a specific strategy based off these no wick candles. Now, if you want to see more from me, if you want to get my trades before they actually play out, join the Telegram, which is linked in the bio. And if you want to catch me in my live streams, follow me on Instagram, and I'll send out more updates on how you can do that. Thank you guys for getting through this video. I hope I clarified a lot more about where you can find me and how to actually trade and use no wick candles. You don't just trade it as soon as it comes into it. You actually wait for displacement, you scale down to the lower time frame, and then you use it as a confirmation for your trade.